This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? It's your boy Black Magus, back with another Black Thought, and we're going to talk about the LeBron James thing that went down a couple of days ago. So, for those who don't know, a reporter for Fox Sports, Jason Whitlock, I call him a reporter loosely because he's less of a reporter and more of just an attention hound, which to me makes his comments kind of ironic, but we'll get into that as I go on in this video. So he blasted LeBron James for his parenting skills. What was his issue with LeBron James parenting? He was upset that LeBron James was being very animated at his child's AAU basketball games. Now, if you follow any basketball social media, you've probably seen the videos of LeBron wilding out and acting a fool during his son's basketball games, like jumping on the court, just acting like ridiculous. And you know, it's funny because I will not sit here and say that he wasn't over the top in his behavior. Sure, he was like acting a fool, but he was acting a fool like a parent that sometimes acts a fool over something that their kids do. But for Jason Whitlock, this was something that he felt like LeBron James was doing just to outshine his kid, to take attention away from his child and put it on himself. He called it a spectacle, a circus. He said that the videos were a platform to build the LeBron social media brand. Direct comment, it's inappropriate. It points to how much fame has inevitably changed LeBron over the past decade. Fame is a drug more potent and dangerous than cocaine. LeBron is a fame and social media junkie. He's moved to Los Angeles looking for a better high. Now, I've heard a couple of people kind of glam onto this because there've always been kind of rumblings like, why would you go to LA? You clearly are trying to win. You're just going there because you're trying to basically build your brand. And you know, I think part of that is true. I think as he gets older and gets into the later section of his career, he's thinking about future ventures. That's why you see him doing the TV stuff. At the same time, a lot of like the people seem to forget that the majority of the influence seems to be his family. And it was said during the whole process when they were trying to figure out where LeBron was going before this year. A lot of people reported that they feel like he's going to go to LA because he knows that his kids love it, his wife love it, and therefore he's going to do what's best for his family, especially since his kids are now into playing basketball and they want to like have the best opportunities. And being the parent that he is, he's trying to give his kids the best opportunity. And his whole family felt like being in LA was where they wanted to be. It was like, fine, we're going to go to LA. So, yeah, part of it is probably because he's trying to do other things and build a brand name around himself. But it's not the reason why he went to LA. More importantly, his behavior on court has nothing to do with him trying to promote himself. All right, let's be 100% real. First of all, people like Jason Whitlock fucking irritate me because he's always been that person who finds like himself in the middle of conversations, not because he has something poignant to say, not because he does quality work as a reporter, but because he likes to be the biggest contrarian when it comes to like major social issues. In particular, he likes to be the black guy to talk out against the black guy of the moment. That's his stick. It has always been his stick. Go back, research this man. It's been beyond even the Colin Kaepernick thing, which was his last biggest fucking like ridiculousness that he perpetrated and called it journalism. Like he's a fucking asshole purposely because nobody cares about him. That's how he gets his fame. He has made a career of being that guy to say the most quote-unquote controversial anti whatever it is statement. Like, if you are for women getting paid more, he would be that guy to come out and say, no, they don't need to be paid more. If you're for, players having more power, no, players have too much power. I don't like that. They're just taking advantage of the system. He's that guy. He will fucking come out and scream to the top of the hill when it comes to like the biggest things. Now, I'm not saying that that's how he feels on all these issues, so don't take that as verbatim. But I guarantee you, if those issues became a big enough like thing to where everybody in the media is focusing on it, he'll jump on it. Or if it was an opportunity for him to become the biggest thing, because he'll be the loudest voice in that, taking advantage of the opportunity like he is with this thing, of course he will. Like, sure, there are people who don't like LeBron who's gonna talk shit about him and who has talked shit about him on this, but he made sure that he went out of his way to put himself in the forefront, because that's what he does. He needs that attention. Same way when he was mocking Colin Kaepernick and shit like that, and saying that he's just a ridiculous, selfish person, and making fun of him by having a white guy dress up as Colin Kaepernick in the studio and all that, and posing with the picture and posting it on social media and things like that. Yeah, I don't want to say the word, but I think a lot of you, especially if you're African American, know the word that I'm thinking of when I think of him. And it's a word that's been used prominently about him in his career, which he probably graciously accepts, because if he's able to evoke this type of feeling, then I guess to him he's winning, so I guess you could say hats off to him, because you're getting your name spoke like you want and need to be because of something dumb and ridiculous that you said. But that's this whole thing. As far as the LeBron James thing, yes, do I think he's acting kind of over the top? Yeah, sure. But he's no different than most parents that I've seen who've acted that way, who did so because they love their kids and they're proud of their kids and they like to see their kids excel, and that's just the way they are. Yeah, we can go at him and say, yo, LeBron, you need to calm your fucking ass down. But let's not sit here and try to chalk it up to he's just trying to take over for himself and don't give a fuck about his kids. That's the last thing that should be said in this situation. And I agree with a lot of what people have said about this. How being a guy who grew up in a single parent home, not having that father figure there is some merit to that. As someone who didn't have his father around, I know that there is some merit to that. Sure, you can be just fine with a single parent. I mean, clearly LeBron James is doing quite well, even though his father wasn't in his life. But even though I don't have kids, I have to imagine if I had kids, especially a son, I would probably feel somewhat the same way. Maybe it's not in my personality to do that and I won't do it, but for some, I could legitimately see them wanting to go all out and be extra, because they've never had none of that in their lives from their father. They've always had their mom there, but they've never had their father there, or vice versa. Maybe it's a situation where a child's only had their father, but they never had their mom. So when, opportunity comes along for their child to experience something that they haven't experienced, they're going to kind of go fucking a little bit overboard, because they're very, very, conscientious of making sure that they do the things that they never got, the things that they wish they would have had. It happens, and even without that, there's still some overzealous parents who are super proud of their children and their accomplishment, and who'll go crazy. Willock tried to make the whole case that he should do like he told his mom, and to sit his ass down. Sure, if little Ronnie wants to tell him to sit his fucking ass down, that's fine. But I'm sure, like he did, and I think this is something that people probably don't understand and miss, it's like, just because he told his mom to sit her ass down at one point in his life when she was overreacting at a game, doesn't mean that he didn't, he wished that she never had done that. We do this all the time, and I think a lot of us can relate to this. We've had moments in our lives where our parents have done something that seriously made us embarrassed, especially when we're younger, but all through our lives, even as older kids, our parents can embarrass the hell out of us with their behavior. In particular, in cases like this where they get up and yell at
you know, an authority figure like a ref, you know, if they, you know, want to fight somebody who says something about us, you know, want to like beat the shit out of someone we broke up with because they broke our hearts and things like that. And we go like, yo, mom, dad, shut the fuck up and calm down. It's okay. I'm an adult. I can handle it. There's something within all of us that sincerely, you know, appreciates that. Like, I know my mom's done some things to embarrass me, and looking back on, like, at the moment, sure, I probably was pissed, but looking back on a lot of those moments, she wasn't going out of her way to be an embarrassment by acting the way she was acting. That was just her expressing her love in a weird, maybe awkward way, or in a way that at the moment came off as like, yo, that's crazy, but she's trying to be there for you. She's trying to encourage you, and she's trying to show support and love. You know, it happens. It happens to all of us. Our parents are perfect, and they're not going to always behave in a fashion that on surface we fucking approve of, just like we're not going to do that for them. But at the end of the day, we both, on both sides of the fence, we know that a lot of it is done out of love. It's not done for selfish reasons. And so we appreciate that. And I feel like, I don't know, I heard that Jason Whitlock doesn't have kids, so maybe that's a part of it. I don't know, because I don't have kids, yet I can 100% appreciate like LeBron's behavior, especially since it's not like he's just doing it for his kids. He does it for these other kids. And that's one of the things that I really hate about this whole situation, is that they're so focused and lockstep on like, oh, how is he treating his son? Like, it's not like he acts this way just for his son. He does it for all the kids. More importantly, he does a lot more than just act a fool. He sits, he talks to these kids. He like mentors them. He gives them advice. All of that. It's funny how we don't focus on the things, and I'm really annoyed that a truck decided to pull up behind my building as I'm recording. This is what happens when you leave your windows open, people. So apologies for the background noise, but I'm gonna keep going anyway, even though the fucking like truck in the background is rude. Rude. You're rude. You're fucking rude. Anyway, but no, it's like we never get the overreaction to those. We never get people screaming at the top of their lungs, celebrating those moments that we see on social media. But him fucking losing his shoe on the court because he's excited to see the alley-oop dunk, that's the thing that we focus on, and we focus on negatively. Really? Really, y'all? Come on. Like, I understand some people are like serious LeBron James haters, and that's cool. But I feel like your hate should be focused on things that perhaps matters professionally and not personally, because when you start to take that step that way, and you over exaggerate your feelings on personal things, it tends to just like seem like you're just a poor person. Now, at the same time, you can have a negative opinion of this. I'm not saying nobody can say like, yo, he's wrong for that, because me personally, I say he was over the top, and you could make the argument that he's wrong for it. But I'm not mad at him. I'm not angry at him. I'm not screaming at the top of the lungs and making it seem like he's the worst person in the world because of what he did. Again, I totally 100% understand why he did it. I may not necessarily care for it or like it or feel like I would do the same, but at the same time, there are worse things that parents can do. Like, gee, he's acting a fool because his son did a dunk, and people who, again, like Jason Whitlock, go out of their way to focus on him, because we forget about that too. I don't care if he was sitting quietly on the bench clapping slowly. People would have something to say because he's LeBron James, and especially if you're in the media. 100% especially, not 100%, 1,000,000% especially if you're in sports media. If he would have just like been quietly like, you know, clapping to that, people was like, yo, he don't seem to be impressed by what his son do. What the fuck is wrong with him? Should he be showing more enthusiasm and encouraging his son on that? God, he's a hard parent. He's not showing his son no type of love. He's just being like overly tough as a parent. The narrative would go that way too. Like, he's gonna get the attention he's gonna get because he's LeBron James. Good or bad. So let's not sit here and act like he asks people in the stands to please pull out your cell phone and make sure you record it. And when you record it, make sure the cameras are focused on me and my behavior. Don't worry about what the kid's doing. Worry about that, because this person was focused on the play, and they just happened to notice that LeBron was acting the fool, and they caught that shit on camera. It's not like this was an intentional thing. This wasn't no fucking manufactured media thing. It wasn't him waving at the camera, yo, look at what I'm doing, watch what I'm about to do. Like, come on, y'all, seriously, cut the hate. But I'm gonna go because this goddamn like truck outside is fucking not happy that I'm recording, and he really wants me to end this Black thought. So with that being said, as always, feel free to hit me up, let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. Fuck you, truck, whatever. See, got me flustered, god damn it, fuck that truck. Anyway, feel free to hit me up and tell me what you think, and I'll holler at you later. Whew, that was hard to get out. This your boy Blak, making it out. Deuces.